Hi, Hearties. Or I'm not crying. It's just that I have my eyes are watering this morning. It's a little dry, because the weather. But hello, everybody. I'm James Lott Jr. And I wanted to come on. I'm feeling compelled to come on and share some of my thoughts and explain a few things to the Hearties community. So some of you are newer Hearties, some of you have been around for a long time, and I wanted to give you some takes on what I'm feeling these days in the Hearties community. I'm a Hardy for life. No matter what goes on, I'm just always a Hardy. That's just my thing. I support the whole show itself. Um, I support it. For years I've done the after show for it. I was one of the first ones to. I think we were the first one. Me and Marissa Serafini were the first one to do an after show for When It Calls to Heart. And Hallmark Channel and When It Calls to Heart and Brian, all of them have been so supportive of my show this whole time, each alliteration of it. When we were at AfterBuzz, when we came on my channel, JLJ Media, and now it'd be solo doing them. And so I want to thank them for that. Because I'm a Hardy. I just am. Um, Also, I want to explain what my job is. 'Cause I think some people don't, I mean, generally don't know what my job is, and this is not a shady thing, but I think some people just don't know. Because the concept of an after show is something that's newer. It's within the last 10 years. AfterBuzz TV was one of the first ones to kind of co-opt that whole situation. And so I'm one of the pioneers in that, I will say. It's it's a recap of what happened on a show. Their concept, which I continue, is it's friends or family, but people coming together to discuss what happened on a show. It's not a mere just recap. We're recapping it also as we go along. So, but most of you have watched the show already. So we're now just inviting you to be with us while we talk about how we feel. And that's the major thing I want to get across to people, how we feel. I am a host, I'm an interviewer, but I'm also a commentator. And in the word commentator is comment. That means I'm allowed to comment. Like anybody else on TV, they have commentators all the time and pundits and whatever words you want to use. I'm one of those. So on my show, I can be as biased as I want or neutral as I want. I can say whatever I want. I can talk to fans. I don't work for Hallmark Channel. I can talk to fans. I can respond, whatever. But that's what a commentator does. And so I say that because people have accused me of all kinds of things. And I know for a fact, because I'm all about facts, on my shows, I have been very neutral and fair. And I do say things I like, of course. That's why I'm a commentator. I think I like. But in this latest round of stuff, I don't take sides. I've written 2 books about the fandoms going wild in the past, and how I had to me and my co said had to navigate that because because fandoms, it's a thing to navigate. But I usually try to talk about the show, the episode as a whole, go through the characters. I have criticized things over the years, so as my ex partner Marissa, same thing. We have things we brought up that we saw that were important to us. We brought up and brought to the attention, from the silly to the serious. But we also say what we like. And for me, I genuinely like the show still. For me, so I will continue to support the show because I like it, and I'm open to the ride. Now, what I've seen in the last 5, 6 years with some fandoms, some part of the fandom, and what I've seen recently in the last couple of months has been appalling. That's the only word I can think of. I was trying to give a word. It's appalling. I think there's a part of me that's a Pollyanna of some sorts. I like to think I'm positive and my life's like through rose-colored glasses. But I mean, trust me, I'm 54 years old, a black man in America. I know it's not like everything's not rose-colored glasses. However, I still try to believe the best in people as it's kind of my nature. And I like to believe that this show has attracted, I'm saying, you see, I'm trying to watch my words, has attracted regular folks who wanted some quality entertainment that wasn't overtly anything, overly sexual or this, or just a nice show on a channel every Sunday. And so the Hearties and the show have really built up the fan base. I like to think it's made up of a lot of normal people who just really enjoy a pleasant show about a town. And some of the behavior, because I mean, comments are one thing. Some of the comments have been super outrageous also. But I mean, I don't even go there. It's just the behavior is what's appalling to me. And I'm trying to reconcile that because it's not just the Hearties, of course, obviously. I work in soaps, I work in Star Wars. I know there's all the fandoms have this going on. And so it's a general thing to all of them too. It's it's so appalling how personal the attacks are on the actors and the writers and the executive producers and myself and other hosts who do these shows. And the demands that some of these fans are making, the entitlement of some of these fans. I've been trying to say this, and when I do my shows and my interviews, I try to go behind the scenes to give you, the Hearties, a very well-rounded, say that 5 times fast, picture of how shows are made. I work in Hollywood. I've been there for 17 years. To any show that gets on the air is a miracle, first of all. There's a lot that goes into shows. There's a guy named Michael Jamin, JAMIN.com, who's really good. During this whole strike, he's been explaining lots of behind the scenes stuff. You should check him out. He's really good. But I can tell you myself, when I do interviews and talk to the actors, or Brian Bird every year, or I talked to Lindsay Struben the other day, or we had Alfonso on years ago. Like, I try to get into the nitty gritty of just like how the machine runs, how decisions are made, how decisions are made in acting and production and writing, so that you at home get a big, well-rounded picture of how this show is running. And I'm just disheartened, because I'll use that word. I'm disheartened by many of the comments I get on my underneath my shows or at me on social media. But I could take them, big boy. I could take that. But what makes me sad is when other Hearties who are enjoying the show and who are happy with what's going on, or are here for the ride, like myself, when they comment on my stuff, and then people come and counter comment on them so rudely and so mean. And that part makes me sad, because we're trying to create a space for people to express themselves, of course. But it's always the ones who are negative, who demand more time, demand more space. I'm being blocked because everything that's been said has been said. Trust me, the show and everybody's heard the general consensus of the folks who are not happy with what's going on. I was just an example of Dallas, the dream season. I was an example of Walking Dead for me, where I stopped watching. I guess I just stopped watching, said a few words, moved on with my life. This is months. I'm seeing it it's continuing and continuing and continuing and continuing. And it's like there's nothing, it's not helping anything. And I know that there's a segment of the fans. I say a segment, it's not a huge segment. They think they're huge, they're not. It's a segment that feels like they want an apology, or they want to say they were right. I mean, all this stuff is like, that's not going to happen. No show does that. Shows aren't here. Shows are not here trying to ruin your shows. They're busy running a show. That's just not going to happen. And I'm just amazed at the vitriol and the name calling. And some people have gotten death threats here and there too. We've heard that. And I've in the past, I've gotten some, not from the Hearties, but from other fandoms. It's outrageous. I'm sorry, it's outrageous. It's outrageous. And it's just like, I don't understand. And someone tried to say to me the other day, I'm a little old lady and I don't know why you're attacking me. I'm like, first of all, I'm not attacking you. You attacked me first. And I'm just responding to you, actually, factually. Because I'm not emotionally unstable. I mean, I go by facts and stuff. So for me, it's like, I watch the whole show, not just for a coupling. I do understand, though, that folks can be drawn into a show because of a coupling or a character. That's just totally natural. You go, oh, I like them. I'm gonna watch the show and see what happens with them. But you would hope that you would start to begin to like the whole show and like other characters but people, I'm seeing stuff that I just can't. The words they're using, and what's funny is I'll see things where like, this is a Christian show, and then they proceed to say stuff that's so unchristian, like I can't even repeat it to you guys. And I'm not innocent, trust me. I do have a potty mouth sometimes. I will fully admit that. I was about to say a mouth of a truck driver. I do have that sometimes. I'm not innocent, but I'm seeing some stuff. I'm like, wow, you said that? And I'm just trying to believe that these folks are just really upset. That they're just heartbroken, which is what shows do. They evoke emotion. That is just, or maybe they have stuff going on in their lives that it's because the world is something else right now too. And we're coming, I'll say coming out of, but I think we're still in it. We're in a period of, there was COVID, there was lockdowns, there was dissension, especially in America here. Politically, it's dissension, racially, there's dissension, there's stuff going on overseas. There's a lot going on. People are here in America are hungry. People are not getting good health care. Trust me, I've dealt with that this year. There's a lot of things going on. So I feel like maybe things are extra heightened. So again, I could be just naive. I'm trying to think of like why some people are really just, they're going, and some of the same people too, just going at it and going at it and going at it and going at it and trying to kill everybody's joy because they're not happy. And that to me, that's not good. How's that help you, the person who's doing it, and how's it help the rest of us who are okay? No one wins in that. You don't want to watch the show? Got it. People tell me I'm unsubscribed for your channel, James. Unsubscribe from my channel. I don't want negative people on my channel. So if you can't be positive or be objective, and if you're just like, I just think it's all negative, 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 then no, I don't want you as a fan. I don't want you as a fan. I don't want you. My life will go on. And I'd rather have people who are not that. You take that however you want. But a lot of the Hearties have been wonderful and are still wonderful and have been supportive of me and my shows and my interviews. I want to continue to bring you closer to the behind the scenes stuff. I want to talk to the actors like I always do. I want to talk to the writers. I want to give you good content to give you more insight about the show that we supposedly all love. I will continue that. I want to be able to continue posting, on the main Hearties page here, where the shout out to the administrators who are watching out for everybody and who are trying to foster a safe space, for people to come onto a show to what they like. Yes, debates happen, things happen, that's all fine. But there's a difference between debates and just out and out terror. It is. There's no other way to put it. And that's what I was thinking this morning. I want to put this out, and hopefully you guys will see. I hope everybody sees this. And feel free to comment below. I don't care whether it's negative, when somebody goes screw myself, whatever, do it. It's fine. I'm a big boy. I can totally handle it. But I feel for this community because there's a lot of good in this community. There's a lot of good. That's what all the T's, L-O-T-T-T-T-T, all the T, like my last name. There's a lot of good going on throughout this community, all the different Hearty groups across the country, across the world, in Canada. I've been to HFRs and I've seen it in person, just the wonderful stuff. That was when people with the Hearties connect together in person. A lot of shows don't talk to the fans as much as, like talk to the fans and actually do have consideration for them, like When Calls the Heart. They do. And to me, you can say whatever you want. I'm a Hearty. That's it. I'm James Lott Jr. And if you're like, I've never heard before in my entire life, I met James Lott Jr. everywhere. And my show, I have from episode, I think from season 2. You go on my channel, JLJ Media, or go anywhere where you find podcasts and listen to all of the different after shows I've done over the years. And we shout out to my former co-hosts, Maria Provenzano Davis and Marissa Serafini. And I'm still holding down the fort. I plan on being back for season 11. I plan on doing some more interviews between now and then. I have a lot because now the strikes are over. I have lots I want to do. So I'm just letting you know, I'm sad for what's out there, what's going on, and I hope it needs to end. It just really does. I love you. Talk to you next time.